Hi, this is Larry with Man Cave Mayhem, and tonight we are starting episode 2 of the 1969 CL 90. Now, we've gotten quite a ways on this. We're gonna finish this thing up. Most of the back end's done, most of the engine's done. We gotta start working on this nasty stuff here. This ugly looking wheel. You can see the rust and the grease is blown through the forks. There's a bunch of rust there, filth and dirt. Well, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Check us out at Instagram at mancave_mayhem. Now, let's get on with the video. So what we're gonna start with tonight is we're gonna get the exhaust on this. We're gonna go ahead and button up these shocks, get some bolts on them, get it all tightened down and squared away. Then we're gonna move up to the front here. So stay tuned. Now we got the exhaust back on. It looks pretty good. It's a little rusty, but it's a little pitted. I don't know if you can see that on camera. There's some pitting, but overall it's not too bad. So we got that on. Now we're gonna have to run through some other things here. This is a drain for the exhaust, I think, a drain hose, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen one of those, but I guess they ran those for cold weather. But now we're moving to the front. We're gonna start on this nasty stuff. So let's get this front tire off. I'm gonna have to remove this front chock just so I can have some room to work. And then we're gonna pull that front tire. We'll drain the forks and see what we can do. All right, it was a bit of a struggle, but we got the front forks out. They're here. They're not in too bad a shape. There's a little rust on this one, so I'm hoping everything's good, but the springs look really good. One fought me one came off pretty easy and the other one fought me. These boots are shot. I got brand new boots and I got some new seals coming. Let's take a look at the oil that was in there. It really wasn't terrible. I mean, for nearly 60-year-old oil, it wasn't too bad. So I'm not sure the amount, but that'll kind of give you an idea. It's dirty for sure, but mainly from sitting, not from being ridden, because the bike has not been ridden much at all. So I got the front wheel off. I'm gonna clean this up today and get the tire and tube off that, and we'll get the new tire mounted on the front. And then we'll start stripping these forks down and getting them ready, cleaned up. We'll clean them up in either the ultrasonic or my cleaning solution, and try and get those parts all cleaned up and ready for when the seals come, so we can get those back together and get the front end done. Once the front end's done, the bike's done. We're gonna clean all the handlebars up, get this all polished up as best we can, and this project will be done. So that's where we're at right now. Kind of resetting. I got to get things cleaned up. I also got to get the foot pegs put back on. So we're going to do that, and I'll get back with you then. All right, we got these forks apart. They look pretty good. There's some pitted, rusty area here, but that's at the bottom of the stroke. So, you know, the O-ring only comes up to here, so I shouldn't have any leakage on that. This is a little scarred up down here, and that could be a problem. I might fill that with a little JB Weld and polish it out. But other than that, that's the only spot that I see that's going to be an issue. And so sometimes filling that with JB Weld helps and keeps it from being a problem. So probably end up doing that. I also have some new springs, and I'll show you. There's not a big difference, but if I put it next to the other one, you can see it's just a little bit longer, and that's probably because the bike has been sitting for so long. The springs have compressed over the years. So I'll probably put the new springs in, just give it a little more oomph, not much, but a little. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Got the bottom, the fork ends in the ultrasonic cleaner, so that's getting done. When that's done, I'm just waiting on the seal, and when we get the seals, when we get the seals, put these back together. All right, now today I got the tire all mounted. This is the front tire, and I balanced it with these big ugly balancers. I cleaned up the rim. It's not perfect, but it looks better than it did. Took off a lot of the crap that was on it and just cleaned it up generally. I've still waiting on seals for the front forks. Once that comes, I'll be able to put new springs on and put these forks back together. This is the front brake hub, and it's in good shape. The brakes are in good shape. I just need to clean this up and polish it, and we'll get that front end back together, and then this bike will be almost done. Really, all I really have to do is get it started, and hopefully she'll start. And I know we've got spark and we've got fuel, so she should fire up. Also got to get the foot pegs on too, so got to do all that. So let's get going. All right, we're back on it again. The CL90 is ready to rock and roll. We're getting her closer and closer to being done. I've got the fork seals that I just got from Common Motor. Hopefully, I understand their quality of their seals and stuff are good, so that's why I got it from them. I could have got it on Amazon really cheap, but I just decided that wouldn't be the best bet, so I got them off of Common Motor. So we're gonna go ahead and get these things assembled, get these back together and set them aside. I painted these, as you saw in the video, and they came out really good. I was gonna polish them, but they look more factory, I think, painted. That's kind of the way the Trail 90 is. This is the factory Trail 90 color, and I was able to rattle can that. It's pretty dang close, so I think that's gonna work out pretty good for my application. So we're gonna go ahead and get these fork tubes assembled, and I've got new springs for them and new boots and new seals, and then we're going to put some fresh oil on that, and we're going to call that a day. Like I said, there is some pitting here, but that's below the seal, so I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. So we should be in good shape. Let's get it done. All right, we got that put together. The forks are all assembled. They look pretty good. They came out really nice. New boots, new springs. These are the old springs. Repainted everything, cleaned it all up. I think it's going to do real well. They're going to need some oil. I got some 15 weight gear or 15 weight fork oil for them. I know a lot of people use 10W30 or whatever, but I'm just going to put some 15W fork oil in them. So now I really need to get to cleaning this front end up a little bit. I kind of polished this a little bit, but not enough, and I need to kind of pull the bars, at least undo the bar clamps, clean those up, clean the turn signals up, clean the handlebars up, and I also need to get this fender cleaned up. So I'm going to start by cleaning this lower half of the fender out, and then I'll spray it with some rust neutralizer, and we'll get that rust all neutralized. Then we'll clean the top up, get it all polished up. But you can see it's kind of nasty looking. It's got some bad spots. So we won't be able to get rid of the pits, but we can get it shined up. And I'm going to try to save this white fender paint. I know that's a little nod to old school stuff. So I'm going to leave that on there. But anyhow, that's where we're at. That's where we're going to start going, baby. All right, we got this cleaned up a little better than it was. It's not perfect. I didn't want to get crazy detailed on it, but I just cleaned off all the surface rust. I'll be wiping it down with some of this ACF 50 just to keep it from, rusting anymore. Does need mirrors. We're gonna order those probably tonight. But yeah, now I'm gonna get the forks on. And they're all together over here, so I'm gonna get the forks on. I'm still working on this fender, de-rusting it. You can see the rust remover, it's kind of killing that rust. So working on that, but let's get these forks on. All right, we got the forks on, and I think they look pretty nice. They came out real good. One thing, let me give you a quick tip on these forks. While you're putting them in, get yourself a long bolt of the same thread pitch as this one. This one is I think it's a 10.125. But anyhow, it makes it easier because that fork tube doesn't want to come all the way up. So you bring that down and then you just bang it up, and then you can put the other bolt in. Then once you put that nut in and tighten it down, then you can tighten down your pinch bolts, and then you're able to put your oil in. So that's what we're going to do next. We're gonna go ahead and find the torque specs on these pinch bolts, torque them down, and then we're going to pull the top bolts and put, it says 130 to 140 cc's. I'll probably do 135 cc's of 15 weight fork oil. That's what I'm going to run in it. I know a lot of people run 1030 and stuff like that. I'm just going to run fork oil. So that's what we're doing next. All right, we're making good progress on this thing. We got the front tire on, front brakes hooked up, got the foot pegs on, used a little hairspray and threw them on. They seem like they're holding really good. Yeah, I would say this thing's ready to roll. I'm just gonna plop the seat on. I'm not gonna put the air box on it. And then we're gonna see if this thing will fire. We've got spark and we have fuel. Gotta throw the battery back in it, lower this down and get some things out of the way, and we'll get it outside and try and get it fired up. Hopefully she runs. All right, let's see what we got for power. Since I connected that ground, I'm hoping that I get a little more out of this bike. Horn's still, there's the horn. Horn's back alive. Now let's see if we got some turn signals. Still don't have, we got weak turn signals. They're barely lighting up. Not much for turn signals. Let's see if we have low and high beam. Low and high beam we have, and we have a horn. That's good. Now let's see if we have some way of starting this thing. Hopefully she'll fire up. Last time I started messing with it, the carburetor was kind of leaking. So we'll see what we can do about starting this thing. I'm gonna get it out here and trying to get past all the other addictions here. All these other motorcycles. I got too many of them. Let's get it out on the sidewalk here and see if she'll start. Get her pulled out here. Bright sunny day today, so it's gonna be real sunny. Put the center stand up. And I'll get a camera up here and see if we can get it started. Let's see what happens. I got the key off right now. Let's see what we get. Fingers crossed. I set the carb to the alleged factory settings, so we'll see how that works. See if we get what we need. Give this a shot here and see if this thing will fire up or not. I just went through the petcock off camera, and so in theory this would be, it'd be close to 50 years that this thing hasn't ran. So I gotta see if we're getting fuel into the carburetor, which is a good sign. Last time the carb was kind of overfilling. I'm gonna try to get it started and running here. Let's get the key on. We're gonna choke it a little bit. Let's see what happens if I go to kick it over. Whoa! That's crazy. This thing's idling. Look at this. Wow, there you have it, guys. It's idling a little high, but shoot, this is awesome. It's running really good. Let's see if we can't get that idle turned down a little bit. Oh yeah, she's running good. Man, very responsive. Woo! That's a good sign. That's a good sign. There we go. I'll have to do a run and take you guys for a ride. This thing is amazing. I can't believe it started so easily. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to run it up the street and see how she does. That's all for now. All right, here's the completed running machine. Got most everything done on it. Most of the electrical works. I'm having trouble with the neutral switch. It's not really engaging or showing the neutral. And the turn signals aren't working very good. Headlight works. Brake light kind of works. But boy, it runs good. It's pretty responsive. Idle's starting to settle in now. Probably need to raise the idle just a little bit. Bring that idle up a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear me on this thing. We're gonna take this thing for a rip. I'll take you guys along on the ride. But this thing runs really good. Get it off the kickstand first, it's easier. Well, maybe I'm not. The little Kickstarter's been having some issues, so bump start it. Of course, this happens on camera. There we go. All right, let's take it for a rip. Let's take this baby for a rip. See what we got going on here. See how she's running. For a little 90, it does pretty good. But I think the carb spring is a little sticky. So I need to check that out and find out what's going on with that. But other than that, it's running good, but you can kind of feel it sticking. And this thing actually shifts pretty good without the clutch. It's like the clutch is a secondary choice. But anyhow, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Check us out at Instagram at mancave_mayhem. And just remember, folks, I'm just a man in a cave causing mayhem. Thanks again for watching. There's more videos to come.